Welcome hunters. In this guide I'm going to show you how to use the Insect Glaive, one of the most fast-paced and dynamic weapons in the game. By the end of this video you will know the basics of how to properly use the Insect Glaive, how to pull off your most powerful attacks, and most importantly, just how fun this weapon is to play. I spent over 100 hours using this weapon and even now I'm still learning new things. It has been a blast putting this guide together for you. The Insect Glaive is perfectly for players who love fast combat and quick movement. It allows you to launch yourself into the air for some really stylish aerial attacks and lets you maneuver easily around the monsters. If you enjoy speed and agility in your playstyle, this weapon is definitely worth a try. I've added timestamps so you can jump to specific parts in this guide. I built this guide up in a few specific parts. Insect Glaive Basics, Extracts Explained, Kinsects and how to use it, Insect Glaive Powerful Attacks and Combos, Offset Attacks, and the showcase of a hunt explaining how it all fits together. Let's get into it and head to the training area. Your basic attacks and combos are quite straightforward and allow for multiple variations. The YYYB combo is common, but you can also play around with that. Then you have your aerial combat, where you jump in the air by holding your right trigger and pressing A. Pressing A again will allow you to dodge in the air. You can then extend that by using Y, allowing you to move great distances faster than just walking. If you hit an enemy while in the air, it will keep you in the air. You can do this up to 3 times, basically vault dancing around the monster. After the 3rd time you will just fall down to the ground. It's very fun to do, so you can really position yourself around the monster when you get good at it. The Insect Glaive without extracts is like a gun with blanks. Extracts are extremely important for high damage output, so let's get into what extracts are and why they are so important. There are 4 primary extracts, each tied to a different monster part, giving you unique buffs. So the red extracts boost your attack power and enhances your combo finishers and adds a flurry attack, usually gathered from the monster's head. The white extracts increase movement speed and jump height, typically comes from the legs or the wings. Orange extracts improve defense by reducing knock time, flinching or staggering, which basically have all the bonuses as an extra set of earplugs, which is really useful. The green extract heals a portion of your health, and you sometimes get that one as well. All extracts have an individual timer, but when you get all of them the timer resets and you have 90 seconds before they all expire. If you collect red, white or orange at the same time, you have all the extracts. This greatly boosts your overall combat ability and unlocks your full potential with the Insect Glaive. So how do you get these extracts? You do that by using your Kinsect. And your Kinsect is your little insect on your arm. Within your hunts, you use the Kinsect to extracts for you. So let's get back on how to control your Kinsect and get your extracts. When holding the right back trigger, press and hold Y. You can charge your Kinsect and fire that at the monster. Whatever part of the monster is hit, the Kinsect will extract from. If you hit head, it will get red extract and so on. Using the right trigger again and pressing B will recall the Kinsect. When it returns, your extract bar will fill up, then the individual timers will start. There's also an aerial way to shoot your Kinsect. However, doing that is quite difficult for controller players as it involves hitting both the top triggers, and with hand placement can sometimes be difficult to pull off properly. I hardly use it because of it. Note that some attacks, like the tornado attack, also send the Kinsect around you gathering extracts. Another way to get your extracts is focus strike on a wound, replenishing all your extracts in one go. Now that you know what Kinsects are and how to get your extracts, let's take a little bit of a closer look on how they work in the hunt. So on your HUD you will see 3 bars related to your Kinsect. The left bar shows you which extract Kinsect is currently holding. The middle bar shows your Kinsect stamina, and the rightmost bar shows which extracts are currently active on your hunter. Using melee Kinsect combos also consumes Kinsect stamina, so keep an eye on this bar, especially when you're in focused mode. Now you know how to get these extracts, let's get into the fun part. Having these extracts enhances some of your combat capabilities. And I will start with the most powerful one, the Rising Spiral Slash. To do the Rising Spiral Slash, you need to have all 3 extracts. When you do this attack, you also expend all of them and you will need to get them as soon as possible. So by doing this you're making yourself weaker again, which is a little bit of the drawback of the attack. Make sure you're in focus mode because rising, spiral, slash only works with focus mode on. And if you're gonna play this weapon, set focus mode on toggle mode. You will thank me later. Hold down B and charge your attack. Then hit B again after the attack ends to do the rising, spiral, slash. This is insanely rewarding as you basically do 2 attacks one after another doing damage. But while powerful, there is also a drawback. This attack is an upward attack, so to maximize damage, the monster needs to be standing up. While you can do it when the monster is laying down, you won't hit the monster with the full attack. Doesn't mean you cannot do it, but it is really monster specific. It's better to do when the monster is actually standing up or actually about to stand up, maximize DPS. Another thing is that it's a stationary attack. So if you time it incorrectly, the monster can just walk away while you're doing air ballet and doing 0 damage. Fun to look at, but quite annoying when it happens. But you will learn when you're able to do it or not. The bigger the monster, the more damage you do, as it's easier for the full attack to hit. While it's also a stationary attack, you are also vulnerable to attacks of the monsters. And Socia is a really good example. As you see me do here, I sing spiral slash and I basically get a fireball in my face. So positioning is everything with this specific attack. So a great loop that people use to maximize damage, and this is why it's a really damaging weapon. If you have wounds available and a quick way to regain all your extracts, they do rising, spiral, slash, and when the attack ends, follow up with a focus strike to regain all extracts. They quickly recall the Kinsect, jump in the air while holding and charging B, allowing for a descending slash, which can also trigger an offset attack into another rising, spiral, slash. This loop you can do quite a lot. This is one of the most difficult parts to master. But when you do it right, you do a lot of damage really quickly. Really depends on how many wounds you have available, but going towards that loop and just getting your extracts back, attacking again, and then just rinse and repeat. Also understand that this rising, spiral, slash also gets you extracts from the attack itself. You might not even have to do a focused strike to get your extracts back. You might even get them from the rising, spiral, slash itself, which would really be better because then you maybe can do it 3 times in a row, maximizing your damage. That's it for the rising, spiral, slash. Back to some other combos to finish it off. Having all extracts allows you to use stronger versions of your Y and B attacks, strong rising slash and tornado slash. Another small trick you can use is that you can, while starting to use your Y attacks and you have your red extract, you can actually already hold down B and still using Y attacks and then release B to end your combo whenever you want to basically add towards your combo. I normally use Y attacks to position myself around the monster and then releasing B when I'm in a favorable position, and just playing around with these B and Y attacks to position yourself. That's really important. Not only doing the charge attack but also allowing you to position yourself using these attacks, so doing damage and positioning yourself, dodging backwards, dodging forwards, and then onto the side to just miss the monster attacks. You don't need to dodge the enemy attack. This is really important because it allows you to save a lot of time. It really can help you maximize damage. Offset attacks. Basically the only thing you need to know about offset attacks is that you need to have your red extract and need to do a charged attack. Basically holding B and releasing that. Doing that at the right time will block the monster's attack and make him stagger. It also works when you're airborne and you're doing your aerial attacks and go down, and at that moment the monster doesn't attack. Personally, the whole offset mechanic with Insect Glaive is a bit iffy for my sake because the timings are really weird because there's a delay in it when it starts. My personal opinion is not really reliable, and if you really want to offset every attack from all the monsters, you need to really learn all the timings, which is quite hard. Took me a long while to actually making sure that I can offset most of the monster attacks. So these are the basics of the Insect Glaive. The most difficult part for you will be chaining all these components together, and it will take you a while to get it, but when you do, it's so much fun. So let's go to a showcase of a hunt and explaining how all these parts fit together. Here we have an easy fight, Chattacabra, just to showcase what we learned. First starting off with a sneak attack and then into a Kinsect extract. I sadly just don't get all the extracts, so here I'm just like taking it safe and just get the last extracts. I'm not in a hurry, it's not a speedrun. just showing how I would normally attack any monster. So getting all the extracts and then I just go ham. Trying to stay on the back or the side of this specific monster, because if you get in front of him, he just hits you in the face. So he's less maneuverable and he cannot hit you if you're on the side and on the back. Yeah, that really helps in the fight overall. Just going ham on him and trying to get the wounds up so that I can start my rising spiral slashes and then really use the wounds to get my extracts back. Rinse, repeat as much as I can, and here I make a mistake. So this is where positioning it, where I say even with 100 hours under your belt, you still make silly mistakes. Using the wounds to get my extracts back and just trying to damage him as much as possible, as fast as possible. I do have paralyze here, so that really helped a little bit, helps overall. Here I'm just watching and basically it's the dance around him, sidestepping, dodging when needed, when you think an attack's gonna hit you. Get some wounds up, replenish your extracts, rinse and repeat. I use a lot of aerial attacks just to move around the monster if I can, going over him, getting to the back and trying to just position myself. So positioning, always trying to work on that, and I still didn't get it right. Here I'm at the last part and he was always dead, so I just go for the jumping. Didn't really cover that, but mounting monsters with your aerial attacks is really easy for the Insect Glaive, so use it to your advantage. You can mount monsters mostly 2 times a fight, a hunt, depending on the type of monster and how fast you kill them. And here you can just finish the fight nice and easy. I hope this guide helps you in your journey with the Insect Glaive. Thanks for watching. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips, tricks and epic hunts. Drop a comment if you have questions or you want to share your own tips for using the Insect Glaive. Until next time, stay sharp and as always, happy hunting.